Down is campus reform contributor Emma Meshell. Thanks for coming on. You hear a lot of AOC there. Were they the resounding vote? Was she the resounding vote?
Definitely. And if you've spent any time on college campuses over the past few years, it's not going to come as a huge surprise to you that young people tend to favor socialism more than power players like Nancy Pelosi. And especially since 2016, a lot of young progressive voters feel disenfranchised by how the DNC treated Bernie Sanders. And that divide has really only grown more stark since 2016, which really does make conditions perfect for this socialist takeover of the Democratic Party.
Let me ask you something. Do you think it's because of the policies? Like, do you think the young people do really like socialism, or do you think that they just find a young person in AOC that they feel like they relate to, that they can listen to, versus a Nancy Pelosi who's been around the block for a while?
I really think it's a little bit of both, because AOC does have that power to generate buzz amongst young people and drive the conversation about national policies. Look at how we're still talking about the Green New Deal, even though she first proposed it months ago. But also, students are being pushed socialism by their teachers and educators, and they're being sold it as this humanitarian kind idea to solve everyone's problems. And since they're not getting a well-rounded education and a historical view of socialism and all the downfalls of it, they're not really understanding what these movements can lead to, and it makes them a lot more prone to want to follow someone like AOC who is driving these policies.
Yeah, let's listen to some of these kids on exactly why they like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Just because Cortez is like 29 and she's kind of branded herself as a socialist.
She represents like a new progressive thing that's really that's pretty prevalent on college campuses.
As my age group participates more, there's going to be a lot more people steering that direction, steering in a more democratic socialist direction.
She's pulling pretty far to the left. I think people are going to like it.
You know, when you look at this, I mean, I think that Donald Trump was an answer to people's frustrations with politics in general and at Congress that can't get anything done. And I think that the popularity of people like AOC is the same thing. You watch the standard issue politicians not get a lot done for the last 25, 30 years.
Yes, exactly. And young people are dissatisfied with the status quo within the Democratic Party, just like people were dissatisfied with the status quo with Republicans, and that's how we got Trump. And a recent Axios poll said that 49% of young people would actually prefer to live in a socialist country. And it seems like a lot of Democrats, especially moving into 2020, are racing to the left to see who can be more left, more democratic socialist than the other. But what's really going to be the challenge here for them is once they get that Democratic nomination for president, they're going to have to sway those moderate voters back to their own side and away from Trump, and that's going to be a real challenge after moving so far to the left in these primaries.
You ain't kidding.
Emma, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Great to be here.
53 minutes after the hour. Is Twitter trying to silence conservatives? Well, a lot of people think that, and that's what Congressman Devin Nunes wants to know. His $250 million lawsuit is just the beginning.